Be no Hersheywood. What's the deal? You already know who it is. The big boss, how boss dog K poke through the dope. It'll talk this boxing, man. Boys is coming from the gym. You know, from Houston, you from the old school, you already know. I listen to that little Kiki, you know, all freestyle mixtape. It dropped back in 2006. You know what I'm saying? You know, your boy still jam all that, man. I ain't into all this new music, man. Your boy straight Houston, bro. You know what I mean? But anyway, we here to talk boxing, bro. We here to talk about the 135-pound division. That mug cracking right now, bro. I mean, Devin Haney had a dominant performance against Jojo Diaz. George Kambosos, you know, beat the brakes off of Teofimo Lopez. Tank had a unanimous decision win. You know, hurt his hand in the fight. You got Lomachenko, who won his fight. You got Ryan Garcia talking, as usual. You know what I mean? Like, 135 cracking. I like that, man. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to talk about, like, you know, what I want to see. Because y'all already know I'm for the best fighting the best. You know what I mean? Me personally, I think Tank Davis is the bigger star at 135. You know what I mean? I feel like he has a lot of skill. He just hasn't had a chance to display it because he's been stretching people. You know what I mean? You saw his boxing ability a little bit against Isaac Pitbull Cruz after Tank Davis hurt his hand. I think Tank Davis is the cash cow. You know, he's a pay-per-view star. And I don't understand why people hate on Tank, bro. Like, but, well, you know what? I do understand. Let me take that back because he's affiliated with Floyd Mayweather. I think if Tank wasn't affiliated with PBC or Al Heyman, he wouldn't get no hate. You know what I mean? You know, I think that, you know, Tank just get an unfair shake. Like, if even when he knock people out, they find something wrong. You know what I mean? You know, oh, he not doing it against top competition. Or if he don't knock somebody out, oh, you know, he didn't look good in the fight. You know what I mean? When he clearly outboxed this man 8 rounds. I gave him 8 rounds to 4. You know what I mean? I mean, Pitbull is a good fighter. And I told y'all, man, when they made that fight, that boy can fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all don't want to listen, though. You know what I mean? You could look at a dude and be like, that dude can scrap. And he one of them dudes that can scrap. You know what I mean? Just rough and rugged. You know what I mean? Boy don't care. He come with it. He ain't got no fear in his heart, man. He coming with it. He like a mini Tyson, but he got that Marcos Maidana attitude. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care, man. You hit me bad, I'm coming back. You know what I mean? Like, he just relentless. You know what I mean? I can't forget about him. He making a name for himself at 35. I would like to see Tank get in there with George Kambosos. But, you know, I feel like the person more deserving of that fight is Devin Haney. I feel like Devin Haney has fought the bigger names, you know what I mean, at 35, and he's willing to fight, you know, anybody at 35. You know what I mean? Now, I do think Devin Haney at the division is I think he kind of sucking himself down, and that's why his power not generating. And y'all hear me out on this. That's why he not really knocking out people, or he don't seem as powerful. I think if Devin go up to like 40 or 47, you'll really start seeing him knocking out people. I think he killing himself making weight to get to 35. And a lot of time what happens is when you're doing that, it takes your power away. You know what I mean? I think we'll see a different Devin Haney, you know, when he moves up to 40 or 47. You know what I mean? I really think he will, his power, you'll really start seeing him have that man strength and that power. And you'll start seeing him stopping people. You know what I mean? Because he got the skill. You know what I mean? He got the mentality. Some people question his chin. You know, which is, you know, a question mark, but, you know, at the end of the day, he tough, he rugged, he get hurt, but he keep fighting. He know how to, you know, push through it, you know what I'm saying? He know how to, I won't say survive, but he know how to get through the round, you know what I mean? get through the round and still win that round while being hurt. You know what I mean? So he got grit. You know what I mean? But the guy that I feel like is kind of overhyped right now is Lomachenko. Lomachenko came back, fought Nakatani, and then he fought Comey, and Lomachenko is an entirely and heavily skilled fighter, but I think the Achilles heel for Lomachenko is a fighter with power. You know what I mean? And what I mean by that is Lomachenko is a guy who is entirely skilled, has the best. I think at 135, he has the best feet work. Now, it's out of him and Devin Haney as far as his overall skill, but as far as his feet work, I give it to Lomachenko. I feel like Lomachenko is a very skilled fighter. You know what I mean? But I think with him, if he fights a fighter like Tank, you know what I mean, who has power, because one thing about power, it makes you offset. It makes you reset. You know what I mean? And that's why I think what he struggled with when the Teofimo Lopez fights. Teofimo kept that jab in his face and, worked off the jab and was landing them power jabs and them power shots to Lomachenko, which caused him to reset a lot. You know what I mean? And that's what I think Tank could do to Lomachenko. I think Tank could spark Lomachenko. I'm not going to lie to you. I think Tank can beat the brakes off Lomachenko. And it's because that power aspect. Because Tank can box too. You know what I mean? I think Lomachenko, because there was an interview, he's talking about Tank is not a good fighter. And I disagree. And I'm not saying that because I'm a Tank fan. I'm saying that because you see the skill level. You know what I mean? Tank wouldn't be where he is today if he wasn't a skilled fighter. The dude can fight. He just so happen to be knocking boys out. He get them hurt, and once he hurt them, he spark them. That's just what it is. And I just don't see how Lomachenko gonna be able to survive that. I mean, Lomachenko got hurt against Luke Campbell. He got hurt against Jorge Linares. Tank got way more power than both of them. Tank is a way better fighter than both of those fighters. I just don't see Lomachenko surviving against Tank. Like, Lomachenko had to fight perfect against Tank. He gonna have to be on his A, B, C, D, E, F, G game on that fight. You know what I mean? His feet work gonna have to be impeccable. His head movement gonna have to be impeccable. He gonna have to really confuse Tank in order to. I just don't see Lomachenko beating Tank. That's just what it is. I don't see Lomachenko beating Devin Haney. I think Devin Haney is too quick for him. You know what I mean? I think Devin Haney is faster than Lomachenko. Now, I think Lomachenko can beat Ryan Garcia. I do, because Ryan Garcia, although he's fast, he doesn't have good feet. He kind of plants himself. You know what I mean? He doesn't move his head. He kind of closes his eyes when he throws his power punches. And that's going to be an issue. Because you can't close your eyes against Lomachenko. You close your eyes, he next thing you know, he behind you. Like, no. You got to keep them eyes open. You got to move that head. You got to give him different looks, or he going to cook you. And I just think Ryan Garcia would get cooked by Lomachenko. You know what I mean? I feel like Isaac Pitbull Cruz against Lomachenko. I think Pitbull Cruz will make it a tough fight, but I think Lomachenko would outpoint him only because Pitbull, although he's a good fighter, that Kung Fu style is tailor-made for Lomachenko. You know what I mean? Lomachenko gonna use his feet work and probably box circles around him a little bit. You know what I mean? I think in spurts, Pitbull will get off, but and as far as Kambosos, that's a 50-50 fight to me. And y'all hear me out on that one. I think Kambosos showed me a lot, and I think Kambosos versus Lomachenko they both can box, but Kambosos is very underrated. You know what I mean? And I think Lomachenko will most likely doubt him like he did against Teofimo. You get what I mean? And I think that, You know, because Lomachenko, he's kind of arrogant a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, he got like a real kind of arrogant side, you know, to him. So I think that, you know, it's a 50-50 fight, bro. I mean, that's a fight that'd be tough. I don't think Lomachenko deserves that fight. You know what I mean? I think Lomachenko needs to fight, you know, his last 2 fights were against Teofimo's past opponents. You know what I mean? So I think what Loma got to do is, he can fight, he can go fight Tank. You know what I mean? Or, you know, if he just want a big fight, you can go fight Tank, or, you know, because I think Devin most likely is going to get that fight. Now, as we go through Devin Haney, okay, Devin Haney fighting Tank, that's a 50-50 fight. Only because of the skill level and the IQ of Devin Haney, you know. I feel like Devin Haney has been in there with a little bit better competition than Tank, just a little bit, you know. Fighting JoJo Diaz and things like that. He just got a little bit better competition than Tank. But, you know, Devin is fast. He's quick. The only thing is he don't have the power aspect. And I already explained why I feel like Devin doesn't have his power. And I don't think that's enough to keep Tank off of him. You get what I mean? So, Tank can box. You know, that's a 50-50 fight right there. Devin versus George Kambosos, that's another 50-50 fight. Yet again, George Kambosos can box. Is a good fighter. Devin, you know, we all know what he can do. He's skilled. You know, the only thing, like I said, with Devin is the power. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I think that's going to be one of those fights where it's both of them going to get knocked down in the fight. I see that. I can see Kambosos knocking Devin down. I can see Devin knocking Kambosos down. It's just one of those fights where, you know, it's going to be a fun fight, but I think it's a 50-50 fight. You know what I mean? I can see Devin maybe pulling away late against Kambosos. In my opinion, I can see that happening, but I also can see Kambosos, you know, pulling away. So that's why I say it's a 50-50 fight. As you got Devin going against Lomachenko, like I said, that's a 50-50 fight. Devin, I feel like hand speed is faster than Lomachenko, but Lomachenko got better feet. You know what I mean? So that would be a fight where you got to be on the edge of your seat. Like that would be a chess match. You get what I'm saying? Be one of those fights. I do think that Devin would have to be more active against Lomachenko in order to beat him, because you can't let Lomachenko think in there. You know what I mean? So Devin would have to let his hands go. He got to throw more punches each round. You know what I mean? If you fight Lomachenko, you got to be a little bit more active when you fight Loma. You know, if you don't have the power aspect, because like I said, I think with Lomachenko, he's bothered by power. That's what I see with him. And when he fight fighters that got power, you know, all that showboating and all that go out the window. You know what I mean? He's average. You know what I mean? So I think what Devin got to do is just be active, keep that jab in his face, work off the jab, and, you know, let his hands go. You know what I mean? And with Loma just got to be Loma. You know what I mean? Like I said, I don't see nobody knocking nobody out in that fight. That fight's going to probably come to a split decision or something. Somebody going to win that by decision. Devin against Pitbull Cruz. That's a tough one. I would go with Devin Haney by decision. I think Devin Haney I think he'll pull away late. There'll be some rounds where Pitbull Cruz will get off on Devin, but I just see Devin outboxing him. You know what I mean? That's just, you know, if that fight can happen. Do I think that fight gonna happen? No, but if it came, you know, if it came down to it, I see Devin boxing circles around him. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion. I think it'll be a pretty smooth and easy night for Devin Haney. Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia. I think Devin Haney stops Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia, like I said, he got some things he got to work on, bro. Like, he closes his eyes when he throws punches. His chin is up in the air. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like little small technical errors that he can make. He's stationary. So when he let his hands go, he's stationary. He don't know how to fluently move and let his hands go. It's like he gets stationary, then he you know what I mean? But his chin is in the air. You know what I mean? So he need to give a Canelo and, you know, work on, you know, I don't know how he gonna fix that. You need to give Eddie Reynoso and fix that. Keep that chin down, you know, and learn to, you know, move, or, you know, move your head at least, you know, and throw a punch from a different angle or something like that. Because, you know, a lot of the time he'll throw his punch and then he'll go straight back in a straight line instead of going back at an angle. You know what I mean? So, like I say, just little things that I see from Ryan Garcia. I think Devin will stop Ryan Garcia. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I think almost everybody at 35 will stop Ryan Garcia until I see him fix those errors. Because Ryan Garcia got the potential. He just got to get in the gym and fix it. You know what I'm saying? And stop getting on social media and talking. You know what I mean? So we're not even going to... Ryan Garcia get, you know, washed. Now, I don't know what Teofimo going to do. I don't know if he's going to stay at 35. I heard he's going to go to 40. You know, we'll see. But, you know, 35 popping, bro. You know, I think George Kambosos, you know, him against Devin, that's 50-50 fight. Lomachenko, 50-50 fight. Against Tank, that's a 50-50 fight. Kambosos is better than, you know, what people give him credit for. He's a good fighter. You know what I mean? He's battle-tested. He's hungry. He's driven. You know, he's a true champion. I learned to respect him. You know what I mean? I was wrong because I chose Teofimo to spark him, and I don't even like Teofimo. You know what I'm saying? I chose Teofimo Lopez to spark George Kambosos, and he showed me, like, nah, this ain't finna go down like that. So, much respect to George Kambosos. He's a true champion, you know. The thing is now we got to get all these guys to fight each other. That's it. You know, we tired of all the talking and, oh, you know, this, that, and the third. We want to see some smoke. You know what I mean? So, you know, Ryan Garcia, stop getting, I don't want to hear nothing else from Ryan Garcia. Because he'll get on the internet quick and say, oh, I'll whoop this person, but then he ain't fighting. He pulling out of fights because he got mental health issues and all this other bull jive. You know what I'm saying? He bust a blood vessel in his foot, all this stuff. Like, man, come on, bro. Like, I don't hear nothing about Ryan Garcia talking about he want to fight. Man, he needs to shut up and do it behind the scenes. Make these fights happen. You know what I'm saying? If you really about that life, Ryan, get in there and do what you need to do. You know what I mean? Like, all that talking, bro, ain't... This boy this boy did all that talking about he gonna knock Tank out 2 rounds. And then, so they finna try to make the package, Ryan Garcia fight with Tank. And then, boom, he talking about, oh, I'm gonna fight Pacquiao. Posting it. Prematurely. Come to find out that ain't true. Or it was true. I don't know. I don't believe it was true. But then, boom, that didn't happen. Then he was supposed to fight Javier Fortuna. That didn't happen. Pulled out. I got mental health issues. Then he was supposed to fight Jojo Diaz. Pulled out. Like, bro, we're not trying to hear this stuff no more, man. You need to get to it. But y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Y'all think Tank popping? Y'all like this 135? These youngsters? Let me know something. Big Boss gone.